Hello everyone! I am Alice of KHR Arts and Cloud Orchid Publishing, and today we are going to talk about how ideas are a dime a dozen. Now, what exactly does that mean? The fact that ideas are a dime a dozen means that it is so easy to come up with new ideas for stories. I do it all the time. I write down an idea, whether it's a sentence or it's a paragraph or several pages, and then I throw it into my database to worry about it later. The fact that I have a database, as I said in my previous video, that has just such an insane amount of content that I can literally not get through during my entire lifetime, that I have to make choices about what I am actually going to prioritize and work on. Ideas are a dime a dozen. It is so easy to come up with them. The hard part is actually executing on them and deciding which ideas deserve to be executed upon. And the reason why I talk about this is I've seen this lately in the writing community. People complaining about non-writer people coming up to them and giving them ideas for you should write this and you should write that and blah blah blah. And my main response that I have to people that do that to me is I either tell them, hey, that's a really great idea, you should write it, turn it around on them, and then they suddenly realize, oh wait, that means I actually have to do stuff, oops. And then they realize maybe they shouldn't ask you to be putting more work on your plate. And the other response that I give is, thanks, I really appreciate the idea, but my current project plan is full. That also puts it on them that they realize, oh, you have actual work that you have to do, and giving you another idea means giving you more work to do. And a lot of the time people will kind of put those thoughts together. There are also plenty of people that won't, and it'll just go right over their head, and that's a separate issue. But I've also seen this issue with people having, they're called plot bunnies, pop up, where they just get new ideas. We're like, oh, this, and then this, and then this, where they make a story go out of control, or they just have too many ideas for too many stories, and they get analysis paralysis, where they don't know what to work on next. They don't know what idea seems to be the best to work on or most important or most motivating, and it can really just put the brakes on your motivation and your creativity. It's important to remember, not every idea is good. Not every idea is viable, and even viable ideas, not all of them are worth your time and effort to work on. So some things that I have been able to do to solve this with my intense need to be like, I have to finish all the projects, is the fact that I now have so many projects to work on. I have started letting go of ideas where I will put them out into the universe, where I will say, hey, I had this wonderful idea for a story, but you know what? I just don't have the bandwidth to work on it, and I know that I'll never do it. So how about I put it on the internet, and if y'all want to take it as a story prompt, please absolutely do and run with the idea. Putting general ideas like that out into the universe and essentially letting them go and fly free for other people to snatch out of the air is a great way to solve that problem without specifically telling people, hey, here's more work for you to do. It's a choice that people can make. People can be like, oh, I'm really inspired by this idea, and they can choose to take it rather than directing it at specific people, unless you specifically know someone in your life that you think, wow, yes, they would actually really enjoy this idea, and it's something that they have the bandwidth to work on. Keeping those things in mind is important. But also the idea of that not all ideas are good, and not all ideas are viable. There are so many story ideas that I have that live in my graveyard that, for whatever reason, they just don't work. That I started working on them, or maybe I sat down and I analyzed the idea, and I'm like, you know what, this idea is actually really dumb. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. The fact of the matter is that we as humans just have so many thoughts and ideas every single day. There is no way that all of them can be good and viable. That's just not possible. And there's nothing wrong with having bad ideas. There's nothing wrong with having not viable ideas, because all of those things help you to better learn and sift through to get to the good ones, to get to the ones that are worth working on. So this is an important thing to keep in mind when you start getting that analysis paralysis, and when you start feeling overwhelmed and bogged down by those ideas of, oh my God, I now have all these things that I need to finish and work on and make viable. My friend, I am here to give you the intervention and permission of no, you do not have to work on and complete every single idea. And you probably also shouldn't. That is my little grain of advice for y'all today. I hope that it's helpful, and I hope that it helps you to be able to take off those chains of indecision and being bogged down by too big of a to-do list. So I hope y'all found this video helpful, and if you liked it, please be sure to give it a like, and if you're new, subscribe. All right, y'all, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.